Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a look at race number 6 at Lone Star Park on Wednesday. It is the $75,000 Texas Stallion Stakes. It's the Staunch Avenger division for Colts and Geldings. Let's take a peek at this field. It is a big field. We have 11 entered for the Staunch Avenger. The horse they're all going to have to beat is your 7-5 morning line favorite, Island Sun, trained by Steve Asmussen. 62 Buyer in the career debut victory, albeit over a sealed muddy track. He's the horse to beat. He showed some ability that day. These 2-year-olds, they can improve by leaps and bounds this time of year, however, so there are other intriguing prospects. As we take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race, one of them expected to be on the lead. That's the 10, G Don't Know, who made his debut the same day, not the same race as Island Sun. Ran second, but showed some good speed from the inside. He'll be forwardly placed, as well as the 7, Island Sun, and the 4, Imperial Flyer, who finished ahead of 3 of these common rivals in his career debut. Let's talk about the field in post-position order, beginning with the number 1, My Blarney Stone. This horse was 5th in his debut, finishing well behind Island Sun. He broke from the inside post that day. It can be an intimidating place for an inexperienced horse. He has the inside again. He's going to have to improve double-digit lengths on the morning line favorite in a short amount of time. The 2 is Policy Limit, and I think this horse has a chance to upset this field. Let's take a look at Policy Limit's career debut. He finished 3rd this day, beaten 2 lengths, but he showed good speed from the inside, and this race has come back very live. A couple of next out winners, the runner-up coming back to win by almost 11 lengths with a 57 Buyer speed figure. Policy Limit has speed in the inside post. Expect Lane Luzzy to hustle him out of there, and he is not without a chance. He should be a solid and square price in the Staunch Avenger, which kicks off a 50-cent pick 4 and is the second leg of the pick 5 at Lone Star. The 3 is one of the 3 first-time starters in the field. That is a Hunk of Heaven, a $5,000 auction purchase by the Hunk, 0 for 5 with 2-year-old debut runners. Too early to tell if the Hunk will be a precocious influence as a stallion, but the Dam was a 2-year-old stakes winner going a mile, and she has already foaled a multiple stakes winner named Heavenville, who was a 2-year-old debut winner and earned over $460,000. There is some pedigree here for the number 3, a Hunk of Heaven, but we haven't seen a published workout in the last 25 days. Maybe this horse will need a start. The 4 is Imperial Flyer, who we expect to see prominently in the pace situation. Let's watch his career debut, a close 3rd place finish, again finishing ahead of 3 of these common rivals. This race was at Lone Star, going 4.5 furlongs. He showed good speed that day, and he ran quite well. This is a race that he could build off of and show improvement. Imperial Flyer, a horse that can be close to the pace, needs a little bit of a Buyer boost, but again, not out of the question this time of year for 2-year-olds. The number 5, Cresson, is an interesting long shot candidate. This horse was bet down to favoritism in his career debut, and looking at his pedigree, it's easy to understand why. He is a half-sibling to 6 black-type earners, including the 2-year-old stakes winner Shock Time and a stakes-winning Dirt Sprinter. Cresson didn't run very well in that career debut, but it was a learning experience for him. I would expect him to move forward, and it's too early to give up on a pedigree like this. You know he's not going to be as short a price as he was in his debut, and he's a horse to consider on the bottom of single race exotics at the very least. Number 6 is KC Tismorrow. Solid debut, rallying when finishing right behind Imperial Flyer. He was 4th that day, and it's always nice to see 2-year-olds show a willingness to pass horses in the stretch. KC Tismorrow gets another half furlong to work with. The pace should be solid enough, and he should be running again late. Again, another horse that is worth considering on the bottom of single race exotics. Let's watch the replay of the debut of the favorite, the number 7, Island Sun. He was a good thing on the tote board, bet down to 7-10 favoritism. He pushed the pace. He takes over the lead. He keeps on going. He holds off a long shot, and perhaps best of all, he earns a 62 Buyer speed figure, and a repeat of that effort would put him right in the thick of things, and he figures to be right in the thick of things when the field turns for home. He's simply the horse to beat for Top Connect. connections, you know you're not going to get a lot of value, but he's a horse that you need to use, whether in the pick 4 or the pick 5. The 8 is Appeal Guy, a stablemate of the morning line favorite. He's a first-time starter by little expectations who wins with 9% of 2-year-old debut runners. This unraced dam has been pretty productive and precocious. She has foaled 4 winners from 5 runners, including 2 juvenile debut winners. And the dam is also a half to several black-type earners, including the Grade 2 place dirt router Tempers Rising. Nice pedigree for Appeal Guy. 4 workouts on display for Asmussen. None of them really stand out. I'll take a wait-and-see approach. Grey Rogue is the number 9, and this one passed a few tired rivals in the end of his career debut and finishing behind Imperial Flyer. He was 5th that day. 31 Beyer speed figure. Gonna have to build on that, but he didn't have the greatest trip in the world, and he figures to have gained valuable experience from that run. If this pace is electric up front, expect Grey Rogue to be running late. Here's the 10, G Don't Know. Timeform US expects him to be up and on the pace as he was in his debut. We'll watch that race right now. He broke sharply from the inside. He took a little bit of pace heat. I guess it's a bit disappointing that he gives it up in the stretch to a big long shot. The horse that won was a giant price. But G Don't Know is digging in and trying down towards the inside. It was a muddy track, which he didn't need to love. He has some pedigree. He's a foal to a 2-year-old stakes-placed runner named G's Josh. He earned a rock-solid 59 Beyer speed figure. This barn has been going great guns at the Lone Star meet, and G Don't Know, along with the 7, figures to be right there when they turn into the stretch, perhaps at a slightly better price for G Don't Know. Completing the field is the 11, Carbon Striker, going out for the always dangerous Carl Broberg barn. Carbon Striker shows some really fast and intriguing workouts leading up to this race. 5 furlongs out of the gate in a bullet minute and 1/5, followed by a 3 furlong bullet work out of the gate in 35 and 2. It's apparent this horse is fast. He's by Crossbow, who's 2 for 15 with 2-year-old debut runners. The dam was a dirt sprint winner, and she's a half-sister to a stakes-place dirt sprinter in her own right. This race, the Staunch Avenger, is rescheduled. It was supposed to be run a few weeks ago. The pandemic has wreaked havoc on racing all across the nation, and I wonder if Carbon Striker was really geared up for the race on its original date. We only see one interim workout since that bullet 3 furlong drill. Outside post for Carbon Striker. She appears fast. You must respect this barn. Let's take a look at my top selections for the Texas Stallion Stakes Staunch Avenger division. Against second leg of the pick 5, kicking off the 50-cent pick 4. I'll take a slight stand against the 7 with the 10, G Don't Know. I think he can build off of his career debut, and he should show good early speed from the outside post. Island Sun, obviously the horse to beat. I would want to use him as well. They're my 2 top selections in the Texas Stallion Stakes. Race number 6 at Lone Star Park on Wednesday is an approximate post time of 4:15 Central. Best of luck.